Hi everybody, Harold here with my magical miniature review, and today I'm going to go over the latest release for Clearhorizon miniatures, the 15mm scale Helldivers Omega Squad, which is a squad of 6 unique character miniatures. And you can see here, I actually have them, I'll talk about this first, a really cool base that I had Alan from Gamecraft Miniatures put together for me. Right in front here, you can see the top part here and the bottom part here, and the holes actually are exactly the size of a penny, so it makes it really easy if you want to display your figures or you know, transport them, or even as a movement tray if you wanted to go that way. I use this little diorama base and an easy way to move the figures around. They're not a normal product, but I'm sure if you really wanted to and you got a bunch of emails for him, he might be interested in doing that. So if that's something you would like, go ahead and email him, and maybe we can bug him into offering them for everybody. So anyways, off on the tangent there, the miniatures I have showing up here, the one in the front you'll see is actually the Colonel figure, the one right here, and all of these figures have separate backpacks. There are 3 figures: the hacker right here, the female trooper with the submachine gun, and the trooper that has the knife and pistol. They don't have rifles normally, so there's 3 separate rifles. If you want to put them on the backpack, you can see on the figure I'm calling Ghost right here, I actually glued the rifle to the backpack. So you can also leave the backpack off, and there's actually a socket in the back there that the rifle will fit right into, so if you don't want to show them with the backpack. I like the backpack. It seems more like a long range patrol or surviving after coming out of the drop pod and having to hike 15 kilometers to the enemy encampment. So the 6 figures we have here is the leader in front, right here. He has, they all have retracted helmets. He has a bald head, carrying a rifle. He actually has a sniper eye as well. You can see that in the video or not. And of course, you can use these figures for anything you want. This is just the one that I came up with. And actually, right behind him, I consider that the Master Sergeant, if you would, of the squad, the top-ranking NCO. He actually has a tiny little cigar in his mouth, of course. He's holding the rifle at his hip. He also has a shaved head. I've actually painted it using Army Painter Dark Tone. Several layers that I used to give him like a shaved head look. The figure on the far right over here is working on their wrist. There's a little latch that comes up, and that is the hacker, or it could be a comms guy or anything like that. But he also has, if you look on his face there, you can see it, has like a high-tech goggle, so that could be used to represent either hacking equipment or extended sensors. Then right behind him, this figure I use as a medic. You can see I painted on little red crosses on his backpack, but otherwise it's just a standard figure. I retracted helmet, so if you wanted to just use as a rifleman, but maybe add a little more variety to your squads, he's good for that. Now this one I gotta say is probably my favorite figure. Rod from Highlander Studios really outdid himself here if you ask me. This figure is holding kind of in a Harris technique. He has a knife in one hand and a plasma pistol in the other, since all Helldivers actually do have a holster on their hip or their thigh. And on the back here I've added the weapon like I was talking about earlier. He also has the mohawk on top, kind of the Ranger mohawk going on there. Very cool figure. He's going to get a lot of use, especially as, say, taking out sentries. And the last of the 6, back in the corner here. Now, on this scale, it's a little difficult to tell. This is supposed to represent a female Helldiver. She also has the sensor glasses on, and she has a cool submachine gun. So I actually did not give her an additional rifle, but you certainly have that option. Really, I wanted to stay away from any overtly female armor pieces or anything like that. These are supposed to represent Special Forces troops, and that seemed a little out of place. So this is a very cool squad, if you ask me. They're probably my favorite figures. They can be used either as a full squad or just to be put into regular Helldiver infantry squads for some variety. And that's I'll show you one more thing I have just coming out. I don't have them painted up yet, but these are actually the Helldiver. I'll move this for a second here. These are for the Sparrowhawk. They can of course be used in anything you want, but they're actually the riders. This one is a sniper rifle. You can see it fits right on the side there, and they have separate backpacks, so there's plenty of room to add the backpack back there. You get one with a sniper rifle, and you get 5 more that just have the standard Helldiver rifle. Now, these, while designed for the Sparrowhawk, they're in a pretty standard sitting position, so you could easily put it on the back of the Raven, or if you have tanks or APCs you have already, like from other manufacturers, they'd fit in there. There's all types of options with them, so they're really cool. I always like the image of the Special Forces operators coming in the little birds and doing fast drops over on the roof and things like that. So that's the inspiration for these guys. So I hope to work on that this weekend and have some cool painted examples for you by next week. And thanks for watching, and please, if you have any comments or suggestions, let me know.